You clicked on this video because you are tired of feeling lazy, unproductive, stale. You want a change. I'm proud of you. That's the first step, is wanting to change. So I'm very proud of you. I'm going to be sharing with you today how I got out of my lazy girl era, and I hope it inspires you to get out of your lazy girl era. Before I dive deep into the video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like, and comment. If you're in a lazy girl era, if you just got out of a lazy girl era, how long you've been being productive, some inspiration for others, share it. So the first thing that kind of got me out of it was I was in a state of like really bad depression. So bad, one day at a meeting with my boss, she informed me that the job had a program where they had therapists that you could talk to. You got 10 free sessions, 10 free hour, 10 1 hour free sessions. And maybe I should look into that because I had been depressed for a minute. So I took her up on it. And the thing is, this isn't the first time I had kind of gotten into a state of depression where my manager could kind of tell like I was feeling really down, and they offered me that before and I didn't take it. This time I took it. And during my first therapy session, the therapist asked me something that set off a spark in me. The therapist asked, "What is your passion?" And when the therapist asked me that, I honestly was like, I couldn't remember what my passion. I had so lost myself. I had no idea what I was even passionate about anymore. I was just living life in this predictable, repetitive cycle, and it was stale. So upon talking and rambling, hoping that something would come out that made sense, we were probably about 20 minutes in when he asked me that, and I never gave an answer. And at the end, he told me, think about that until our next meeting. So I thought about it for days, like, what is my passion? Like, what do I have passion for? The things I originally had passion for when I was in my 20s, I no longer really had passion for those things. I used to want to be a singer and an actress, you know, a dance choreographer, and I really didn't have passion for those anymore. But I had to think, like, what am I passionate about now? What is something that's going to make me get up out of bed and ready to do it each morning? So that's something that you have to think about for yourself. What's something that doing that is going to make you excited to get out of bed? We should all be excited, I know, for just being able to get out of bed. But once you get out of bed, what is drawing you to do it that you know is going to bring you some type of enjoyment and satisfaction within yourself? That's the first thing. The second thing that I did is I made a vision board. I have never made a vision board in all of my 46 years of living, but I was like, I'm going to make a vision board. I'm going to make a vision board to map out the life that I want to live, the direction that I want to go in. And I didn't realize it when I was making it. Now, the way I see it, I think it's been close to a month that I've had my vision board. And the way I see it now is just like, it feels like a roadmap to me. Like, I know where I want to go. Now I'm just trilling out getting there. Like, I'm getting there and I'm making moves in those directions. So I think a vision board is a splendid idea because it is like a roadmap. It's like your end destinations. And it can change and things like that. The vision board is not concrete. If you feel like this path is not the path you want to be on, you can definitely change it. But knowing where you want to go, it seems like it's making it easier for me to create the paths and steps to get there, if that makes sense. So I encourage you to do a vision board. There's plenty of YouTube videos on how to create a vision board. I did mine in categories. I think I got that idea from Tam Rice. Oh, I might be saying her name wrong. I'm gonna try to remember to put it in somewhere in here so that you guys can know. She did hers like in categories. So like what you want out of family, career, finance. There's other lists too, but it really helped me really create the vision board of the visions that I wanted. So that helped me so much. Realizing that it's not too late. It's never too late. As long as you are still here on this earth, you still got time to be getting out of your lazy era and being productive. So I did have that feeling of like, oh, you know, like I'm almost halfway through life, and don't nobody come in my comments saying, oh, well, you know, most people die at 80, 75, whatever. I don't want to hear that. Okay, I'm only about halfway. About halfway. I've not crossed the halfway mark. Okay. I was feeling like, wow, like I wasted so much time. Things didn't work out, and like now, like I'm just coasting and cruising towards the end. I'm gonna just coast like this for another 40 years, you know. That's not the way to think. Even if I'm here for, Lord forbid, only 5 more years, make the best of those 5 years. Don't just be like, I got 5 years and I'm just gonna, you know, go through the motions of the 5 years. No. Live your life like you are always moving towards your goals. It keeps life more interesting and helps you stay out of that lazy, because lazy girl era is also very predictable. It's a predictable thing. You kind of get in this rut of this routine, and a lot of the routine is like lazy stuff. Like I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna get a bowl of cereal, I'm gonna sit down and eat my bowl of cereal while watching TV. I might scroll on TikTok or YouTube for 2 hours or 2.5 hours, and I might fall asleep. I might get up, I might take a shower. Like it's a lot of that. You got to get out of that. I found also too that waking up and always having a productive morning sets me up to just have a productive day overall. Getting up with the goal of doing certain things in the morning every. So that was not a glitch. My battery died, so I had to take time to go do some other things. And one thing I did is I went. Also too, if I'm looking a little bit more dewy, it's because I have just come from walking around the mall. So I've been outside, I've been walking around the mall, spending time with Lizzie, and we went and checked out a couple of places. So they got a new arcade. Y'all don't care about that. So another thing for getting out of the lazy girl era, and a good thing about the vision board, like I said, is a roadmap that kind of shows you where you want to go, and setting little goals for yourself that can help you get there, like little monthly goals that you work to achieve that can help get you to that end result. Instead of trying to take that big jump from this all the way to there, kind of marking out little goals to achieve to help you get to there is another great way to help yourself be more productive in your life. Eating better and incorporating some type of workout or physical activity into your life is also a great way to get out of that. For me, I never liked going to the gym. You know, I would go through stages where I would go to the gym, but it would never last. I didn't like having to wait for equipment that I wanted to use, because it would kind of just throw me out of my groove of things. I didn't like having to wipe down everything as I was getting ready to use it, because I wasn't sure if the person before me wiped it down. I don't like that. It just kind of messes up my whole flow of things. But something that I found that I do love is Pilates. I enjoy Pilates, so that's what I do. I actually use a young lady on YouTube called Move with Nicole. I love Nicole. Love Nicole. Like, I always feel the burn, but it's like I feel calmed after. I don't know if it's her voice or what, but I feel the burn, and I feel sometimes my legs feel very wobbly after like butt days, but I also feel very calmed after doing it. So I love it. So find some type of physical activity. There's all sorts of things you can do. There's walking, there's weight training, there's resistance training, there's Pilates, there's yoga, there's aerobics, there's Zumba. You can find something that you love and that you can enjoy that can help you be a little bit more physically active. And any sort of physical activity that you add to your life is always a good productive thing is good for you. So do that, and also try to incorporate maybe adding a little bit more healthy things to your diet, and then maybe gradually taking away some of the things that you know are the worst things. You don't have to take everything from yourself, but the stuff that you know that's super bad for you, or maybe that you're eating constantly every day, maybe try limiting it to a couple times a week as a treat instead of like an everyday thing. I'm trying to create a consistency in the things that you do. I know for me, I'm very good with starting behaviors, but a lot of times I go through something that can be rather emotionally draining, and then it kind of throws me all out of it. And actually in this month, I had an issue that came up that usually would have had me very depressed and worried and overstressed, but I got through that. And also the being productive kind of gave me something to not allow myself to wallow. I didn't really have as much time to think about the issue and its heaviness, because I was like, I got this that I can do. I got this that I can be working on. So it kind of did help redirect that, what I felt like was negative energy that would usually get me off my path. It didn't. And again, I'm so proud of myself. Like, each little step you take, each baby step, just like, I don't know if you've got a child or you've been around a child, you got sisters or brothers or nieces or nephews, but you know when they take those first little steps, it's so exciting and so happy. Be like that for yourself for each little thing you do. Toot your own horn, because each little thing is building to something. So each little thing that you do, be proud of it, because there was almost a chance and a time that you weren't taking those steps. So always be proud of yourself for the effort that you're putting in, and learn to just keep it going and be consistent. And getting out and trying to be out a little more. So I was a homebody. I got very comfortable with being a homebody, but one thing with being a homebody is it makes it very easy for you to become lazy, in a sense of not really going for your passions. I even took myself on a self date. I don't actually date right now, but then I was thinking, you know, I heard about, you know, the solo dates and everything like that, and I was thinking when I first heard it, that sounds crazy. But then I started thinking, like, I'm not dating people. Why shouldn't I just take myself out to nice restaurants, or take myself out shopping, or take myself out to the museum or to the Botanic Garden? I actually took myself to the Botanic Garden. I think it was last weekend. Yeah, last weekend I went on a solo date to Botanic Gardens, and I loved it. And it was just so refreshing, and it was just so nice. And I actually saw a couple of other people who were there by themselves. They didn't have a camera or anything. They were just walking around, enjoying the beauty and the smells and the sounds of the water and everything. They were just there and enjoying it. You know, it was a really, really good thing. I highly suggest, especially if you're someone who doesn't date, or even if you're someone who's in a relationship and you guys aren't going out as much as you would like. There's nothing wrong with you going out by yourself if the other person doesn't want to go. Yeah, get out there. Enjoy all that life has to offer you. So I'm also planning on going to Chicago to one of the museums. I want to go to the art museum. I want to go and look at art, and I'm probably going to go by myself as a solo date in Chicago and plan like a whole day for myself. Guys, I hope that encourages you to get out of that lazy girl era and get into living your life. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Until next time, I will see you in the next video. Bye.